Good morning everybody, and today I am going to give the tutorial video and commentary of educational round 108. So you can see I am here, and today the problem is so easy for me, and you can see that the A and B problems many people have done. So the difficulty is around same, but from B to C the people doing has drastically decreased. So the difficulty is revised here, and from C to D it's okay, it's proper, and from D to E again the difficulty is rise. So this DE and BC problem is could be done good, like C to D is good. Proper increase in difficulty, and yeah, so I think I will give the editorial video of ABCD. What is this still going on? So let's go to problems. Red, blue, peas. I hope you have read the problem, and so we will just check. Okay, so let's take R comma B, and let's assume that R is less than equals to B. Okay, or R is less than equals to B. Now what we can do is we can find D is the difference. So for each R, that is in one move I can choose one R, and I can choose D plus 1 blue, correct? D plus 1, so it's blue and it's D plus 1. Okay, so I know that B is greater than R. So if this check I do, and I find the final answer, and I check that if it is less than B, if the final or max B count is less than B, then it's not possible. Else it is possible, because in some cases we don't take such difference, we take less difference, and that's too possible. So I am just checking the corner case, and if it's not the corner case, then all other cases are possible. So I think I can show the code. Okay, so RBD, and I just make R as smaller than B, and this is the difference, and I take different plus 1 time R. Each time we take 1 as R, as I showed you, and D plus 1 as B. So if it's less than B, then it's no, as I told you, final count B, and else it's yes. So it's no need of follow, you can just multiply. Let's go to problem B, which is cake is a lie. Okay, so you have to reach from this square to this square. Okay, so let's suppose n comma, yeah, so let's suppose we have n, this is n and this is n. Okay, so let's suppose you go this, and you go this is n comma n. Okay. And suppose you go by this dotted path, then it can be the same, or let's count, it is 1 always for m minus 1. So I have m minus 1, and it is n minus 1 times m plus n minus 1 times m. Okay, and if suppose you take this last edge, and you what you do is go this, and then you do this, then what the changes is done. you can see that here you get 1 and here you get m, correct? So it's m plus 1, and here you get m minus 1 and here you get 2 plus 2, which is m plus 1. So like this we go down in all possible ways. This is a possibility that if k is exactly this, then it can be done. But you can tell now that there are no, in or not always this is possible. Suppose this is m, this is n, and you have to reach n comma n, and suppose you go from this path. Okay, suppose you go like that, and suppose n is not equal to, and now you can see that our answer was nothing but m minus 1 plus n minus 1 times m. But here our answer, if you go from this path, is nothing but n minus 1 times I have 1 as 1 comma 1. So I have 1, correct? I have 1, that to n minus 1 times, and then m minus 1 times I have n. Here is n. So it's plus m minus 1 times I have n. You can see that it's not the same, because it's not necessary to have n equals to m, because here wherever it's m I have it as n, and it's wherever it's n I have as n. So this is another way, and you can check that I showed you an example in the first case, first formula. This example, that suppose this is something, yeah, it's nothing but this path, then again the change is same. So like this you can find any way. It will either be the first one or the second one. As n not equal to m, you have to find both the properties or both the formulas. You have to check, and like that, if k is n minus 1 times m minus 1 into n, or k is m minus 1 times n minus 1 into m. We're just keeping swapping n and m on positions, and then I print yes, else I print. Both the ways we have to check, and this can be, this I proved you, or I showed you an example. I think that would be enough. Now Berland region. Okay, there is a difficulty jump over here from B to C. Anyways, let's do it. So okay, so this, I will show you the key thing to do is that n universities and n p. Okay, so suppose for each I, now what will be a thing is to do is that for each I, okay, from 1 to each I, or from 1, okay, n equals to 1. Okay, for each time what I have to do is, for each j from university 1 to n, I have to find the maximum possible. So how do I? First of all, I take the all people might come, and there is some remainder, and that remainder people can't come, so I can use pre-sum and find that remainder till this position to this position. So I will have first sorted, I will sort the array, and then I will find the pre-sum of these least strongest people. Okay, weakest people, I can find the remainder, and till that remainder number of people I find out pre-sum. So it's order of 1. Okay, in pre-sum, and we can find the pre-sum till here to add, so it's again order of 1. But you will tell that for each I and for each j it's nothing but n times I have n, because n universities and n. Okay, so you will tell that it's n square, and you can see that n square is not possible. So here what we can do is, if a university has less than I students, is students is less than I, then it's 0. So I need not go to this university. Okay, I need not go to this university. Correct. So what we can do here is, suppose if we have 1 1 1 1 1 1 in each university, then what we do is, after this 1, I know that in next I this can't be visited. So when I will be 2, I will remove this. I will not visit this again, because I know that this is less, and for every next I it will be less. So what can I do? I can have a vector which stores all the university indices and the number of students of it, or it's not necessary for that, but I have stored it. So it stores the number of students and the number and the university position, and if the number of students are less than I, then I remove it. So first of all I sort it, because as it's a vector we can remove the last element, so I sort it with greater, so it will be greater equal like that, it will be sorted. And as I know that this is less than I, this number of students here, I remove this, so I don't visit it. So suppose it all are 1, then in the second chance I visit all n, and I all remove all. So after that I will visit 0 elements. So it's nothing but order of n times I visit 2n. Correct. It's not linked. Now suppose this university is 0 and some other university has that student 2, then I have to loop 2, but in the first time I don't loop this, and in the second time, so basically in the second time I loop all and I remove, so I loop -2, because I don't loop this from the start, because this is not included in the vector. As for I equals to 1, this is 0, so I will not include in my vector from the start. And for 2 I will visit this, so this is visited 3 times for z1, 2, 3. Correct. And this is visited 0 times, this is visited 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and this is visited 0 times. But in the previous one we had visited this 2, it was 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, so it was 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2, it was 2n. Here it's 2 times n minus 1 plus 3 minus 2, or minus plus 3 plus 3. Correct. So is nothing but 2n is removed, with this 2 times which was going to be visited is removed, and this n minus 2, because last time we had calculated this as 2, so you can see that this is increased by 1, that is we are visiting it 3 times instead of 2 times, because first it was 1, then we were visiting 2 times, now it's 2, so we are visiting 3 times, and the number which is 0 is been visited 0 times, but first it was being visited 2 times, so it's decreasing plus 3, which is nothing but 2 times n minus n minus 1. So you can see that I do for any condition for any array, I will have it around n plus 2n or around that. I will not have n square or like that. I will have a linear time complexity after the both two loops. Okay, so with that proof, I have written the code. So this is the position. Oh yeah, this is the x and this is y. What's x and y? Just a second. Yeah, university of the I student and skill of the I student. Okay, so this is the university and skill, and then I have vector which stores university of the this array is the university array, and we push back the skill of the student over here. Okay, so university of the student, and this on that we put the skill, and then we for each university we sort it, and then for each, and this is the thing, that is the universities whose number of student is less than or greater than equal to I. Okay, so for now we want at least 1. So if the size is at least 1, then we push back the number of students and the university index, and we then sort it with greater. And for each, now I told you have to use pre-sum for getting in order of 1 the sum from 1 to x. So using this I did a vector pre-sum for each university. So for each university I am calculating pre-sum, and this is the rest, that is the answer for the I. And if size is 0, that is I have to loop 0 elements, then ideally it will be 0, else I loop from back, as I want to remove the back element, because if I loop from front, suppose I loop from front, these are the 5 elements, and I am on this position and I want to remove this, then I know that this will be removed, but now I can't directly remove this. For that I have to remove this, for that I have to remove this. So going behind is a little easy way, otherwise you have to make some integer l that is last and then remove till all l. So this is an example, and if its size is less than I, then I remove it, else I add the all the strength, that is the strength of the university, the strength of the all students of the university, and the remainder is the number of students would not be able to come. And then if it's 0, then I don't need to subtract anything, all will come. Else if it's 1, then in for making it 0 based index, I will do it minus minus, and I subtract according to the pre-sum first remainder students, and then I print the rest, that is the answer of the I, and then I clear for all I clear position I and P position. So this is the solution of C. I hope you understood. Now let's go to D, problem D. I think there's some problem in the net. Yeah. Maximum sum of products. Okay, so I use the DPU here. So let's observe first of all, we can check for all each ij, we can find the answer for this on order of linear time, order of n. Now for next, if you have 1 2 3 4 5, suppose this is the A array and you have some number. Okay, this is the multiplication. So if I reverse, then it will be this, and so if you can see, it's nothing but swapping this. It will be 5 4 3 2 1, and the previous one was 1 2 3 4 5. The reversing is nothing but swapping 1 5. We just swapped 1 5 2 4 3 3. Okay, and we got the new array. Basically we are swapping this with this, or we are just multiplying this one with this one. That is, the 1 with 1 is been multiplied with 1 with 5, and the 1 with 5 is been multiplied with 1 with 1. Correct. And the remaining is the answer of this. Okay, so we can do n square. So we have a n square dp, and which goes there for this I from j, to for a subarray I to j. I calculate the swap of this, and other swap are already calculated in I plus 1 comma j minus 1. And this is the answer of subarray swap, reversing the subarray I comma j. And so it went a little time in debugging the code, but still I got it. So my solution was correct. So I had a little more time taking this problem. Anyways, so let me set to the solution. AIBI, that is the A and B, and this is the without reversing any subarray. Answer is 0, that is the maximum. And now I want to find that including this normal, can I add anything more? So max to max, if it's going in subtraction, and I can add 0, that is keep it without reversing anything. And for each, this is the number of, or this is the size minus 1. I is this size minus 1, or you will see that for each 0 I have I plus 1 as well, that is 0 to k is the right, or the j, and j is the I, that is k is r and j is l. So the size is l minus l, r minus l plus 1. So the size is always I plus 1. Okay, so size from 1 to n, k is I, that is r is I, and for each one I increase. So for each size, so what I have to do is, for I comma j, it need to be calculated I plus 1 j minus 1. So if I have size 4, then size 2 should be calculated. So I go size 1, size 2, size 3, size 4, like that I do it. So dp of j comma k, that is l to r, is nothing but the swapping. After swapping it, ideally it was aj into bj, but after swapping it become aj into bk plus bj into a position k, that is al into br plus bl into ar. That is after swapping we got this, and the initial, that is here ai into bi, so this is the initial. So how much it is added, or how much it is increased, the sum is increased. It might be in negative, it might be in positive, but here we have answer 0. So if it's positive, then answer might take it, but if it's negative, then answer will remain 0. So, and if I check that if the size is greater than 2, then I have to add dpj plus 1 k minus 1. That is the answer of the remaining elements. And for each I and for each j greater than I, because we don't have any reverse, that is r can't be less than l, and answer is max of answer dp operation ij, and rest plus equals to answer, that is the maximum that we can add, and we print the answer. So that's all of the D problem. I hope you understand. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click the bell icon, and yeah, thanks and bye. I hope your contest goes well.